What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a little war we had this last weekend where Tribe Gaming got perfected. We lost by a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at some triples though. Alright guys, here was the score of our war this weekend against TownHall Legend, where we got absolutely destroyed. I guess we have a bad war every now and then. You gotta let us have one bad war every few weeks, you know. We'll take this one. We did not do well at all, but huge props to the guys over in TownHall Legend. They brought their A game, and I mean, they did really well. They perfected us several hours before the war ended, so I mean, we already knew we were out of it. I made a video about my live attacks though, and I uploaded it just a couple days ago. I did get a triple, so if you guys want to see that, go ahead and, you know, click on one of my previous videos. Go check that out. But today we're going to be looking at some of the attacks, some of the triples that we did get, because I mean, we still got like 16 triples, so it's a pretty bad score. I was going to say not too bad, but it's a pretty bad score. We did not do good. You know, everybody has a bad war every now and then. It happens. We'll get over it. We'll do good in the next one. But let's go ahead and take a look at what iTzu was doing here on this attack. Now his plan, him and I both have been doing a lot of queen charge hybrid, and it's been working really well lately. The last few days we've just been destroying bases with queen charge hybrid, and by hybrid I mean we bring half miners and half hogs for the back end. I'm sure most of you guys know that already, but some may not. So basically on this base he's going to take advantage of this open channel here, where his queen can just walk straight in and cut out pathing, cut out a nice L shape for the hogs, for the miners. So he's going to try to walk the queen in here and get as much value as he can, and then just hog miner around the base like that, using the siege barracks to funnel the outside. He still likes using the siege barracks. Itzu's been on that siege barracks grind. I've been using a lot of blimps lately, that like you guys have seen in some of my videos. Itzu's still making the siege barracks work, and I mean, it's getting a ton of value. So you know, back in the TownHall 12 days, Stone Slammer is what everybody was using. Now at TownHall 13, we don't even see Stone Slammer that much. I'm pretty surprised. We're seeing a lot of siege barracks, a lot of blimps now. A lot of the guys in Tribe are starting to use blimps after we discovered, you know, how OP it is with that new death damage and putting Yetis in the blimp. I mean, it's working really well. But iTzu here is going to show us how to use the queen charge hybrid with the siege barracks again, like we've been doing before. You know, we've made videos a couple weeks ago explaining how queen charge miners with the siege barracks is really OP. This is basically the same idea, just, you know, dump half the miners, bring a bunch of hogs. And the reason why hybrid is working, well, not necessarily better on every base, but better on a lot of bases, and better especially on fresh attacks than just queen charge miners or queen charge hogs, is because when you bring the miners and the hogs together in unison, the miners, sometimes if you only bring miners and there's like, you know, 3 ground skellies all next to each other right on the town hall, it's going to take them 10 years to kill those skellies. It's going to take the miners forever, and you're going to end up having to use a bunch of heals, a bunch of free spells, whatever you have, just to keep those miners alive. And it's going to take them like you know, a really long time, 20-25 seconds, just to get through all those skellies. But when you're bringing miners and hogs, you know, even when the miners get stuck on trash buildings, even when the miners get stuck on ground skellies, like we're going to see right here, the miners get stuck on ground skellies, the hogs still keep going. They still keep doing damage to defenses. So those defenses are staying alive, you know, a lot, not quite as long as they would if you were just bringing only miners. And then you say, okay, well then why don't we just bring all hogs? You know, wouldn't all hogs just be better since they get rid of the defenses faster? Well, you do that, and then you open yourself up to time fails. You open yourself up to the Royal Champ not targeting an enemy hero like she's supposed to. So in theory, yes, hogs should be better, but for fresh attacks, for when you're not sure if you're going to time fail or not, the hybrid is working out a lot better. It's more consistent, I would say. It's a better way to be more consistent. I think queen charge hogs has more potential. I think it can be better when it's executed perfectly, but queen charge hybrid it has a lot more consistency, and it's a lot more reliable. So I think that's what, you know, we're going to see the majority of players at the top level trying to use is the Queen Charge Hybrid, because it's just working really well. It's super consistent. The miners and the hogs working in unison, they do really well together. You just have to be careful not to use the rages on your hogs in the wrong way, because if your miners get stuck on like an enemy hero or stuck on a skelly trap, and you use a rage, and those hogs are just going to zoom past, and they're not going to stay inside the warden aura, because the warden and the miners are going to stay back because they're stuck on skelly. So you have to be careful when you're using rages on the hybrid. You definitely want to use them far enough back to where the miners and the warden are also taking advantage of that rage. So here, the next attack we're going to look at is from VJ on number 5 here. Now, this is an interesting base here. It's really spread out. It's got this huge open channel here in the middle, but he's not going to take advantage of that on this one. He's just going to decide, you know, he wants to make sure he gets the Town Hall and the CC down nice and early. So he's going to come in right through here with a jump spell, get the Town Hall down, get the CC down, get all this stuff down over here, and then he's just going to hog straight through the L shape like this, with the hogs going like that. And I mean, it's a really simple plan here. And just like I told you guys while we were watching that last replay, Queen Charge Hogs has probably the most potential when executed perfectly, but it's not always easy to do. There is a lot that you can mess up. So he's not even going to mess with any wall breakers, no freeze spell. Well, he did bring freeze spells, but he's not going to freeze wall break on this one. He's just going to jump straight in. He wants to make sure that queen's going to go the right way, and that she has nowhere else to go but straight in for the Town Hall and the CC. So he uses his king really early to make the funnel on this side, and then a baby dragon to make the funnel on the other side. Nice Coco Loon there. Picks up the Seeking Air Mine, so that way he'll be able to drop his healers on the queen here and not lose one right away. It always sucks when you lose one right away to those Seeking Air Mines, so you got to be careful with that, especially on the fresh attacks like this one is here. So he's going to be dropping his first rage just now. Queen's going in. He only has 2 rages on this attack. You know, he decided to bring the 2 freezes just in case he needs them. Queen's going to get stuck here on a bunch of ice golems and a bunch of trash. So we're going to skip through part of that, just ×2 through it. It's going to take her a while to get through all that stuff. Then she's going to jump in over here, start getting the Town Hall down, and he's going to go ahead and start with the Siege Barracks over here. Now, you ask, you know, why is he using a Siege Barracks on a hog attack? You know, maybe a Stone Slammer could have gotten 3-4 defenses for free. Well, he just wanted that P.E.K.K.A. and the Wizards, so that way they could help with cleanup, honestly. And that P.E.K.K.A. did tank the Eagle shots. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the Eagle targeted the P.E.K.K.A. and so it kind of saves his hogs from a bunch of the Eagle artillery shots, which is nice. Now, the only thing I don't like about VJ's attack here is he let all these hogs die down here. And I mean, it was like a big group of like 10 hogs. I think this heal should have been more like this, and he should have healed up these hogs. He should have used his warden ability. He should have done something, because all these hogs just get demolished at 6 o'clock. And so it's going to end up being kind of close at the end. If he had used his heals and his warden ability better, this base would have been absolutely wrecked, because the plan was just spot on. It was really good base identification from VJ here, knowing when to use the Queen Charge Hogs. He's going to freeze the enemy queen and the scatter shot twice here, so that way his royal champ can get the enemy queen, and he knows she's going to get her before she dies because he's using those free spells. He does still have some hogs on the lower side. He's going to go ahead and heal them up as they go into the AD and the wizard tower. So like I said, maybe not the best use of his heals. I think that first heal should have been a lot lower. He would have still had like 15 hogs up right now instead of only like 6 or 7. But that royal champ does so much work, especially when you bring free spells for her to keep her alive. I mean, she does so much damage to those defenses. It's ridiculous. And so he's got a ton of wizards here, a bunch from the siege barracks, and he brought like 6 of his own, so you know he's not going to time fail with like 207 wizards. He even brought a miner there. As you can see, that miner was doing cleanup over here somewhere in the core, making sure that he's not going to miss any buildings. So a beautiful attack there by VJ. Really good base identification, knowing when to use the Queen Charge Hogs. Let's go ahead and take a look. This one was my attack. I did get the triple, but it's in a video that I just posted a couple days ago. If you guys want to see that, definitely check it out. We're going to look at Brad's attack here, though. He got a triple here. Again, using the Queen Charge Hybrid. And you see he has a blimp activated here, but he's not actually going to use a blimp. I believe he did bring a siege barracks on this one, so kind of doing the same attack that we saw iTzu do at the beginning of the video. He's going to be charging in for the Town Hall here. The funnel on this side at 430 is super easy. Just use a wizard. Thanks to this dead space, the funnel is easy to make. There's no Teslas in there. to catch him off guard. He's going to drop his king here to kill the enemy king and make the funnel this way. Queen looks like she's going to walk the wrong way because the skelly trap pops over here, and it kind of scared us for a second when he was live here, but she ends up going back down. She's going to get the town hall, and luckily she's still standing in the rage. He's going to drop the poison so that way she gets that town hall before it kills all his healers, which is nice timing. Queen's going to get stuck on these ice golems here again. We're seeing ice golems in almost every single enemy clan castle. They're so popular right now. Everybody's using them just because, I mean, honestly, it stops everything. And ground is the meta right now, so there's no reason not to be using ice golems or a lava hound or something. Not that many people are using Suilalo, although we did get a triple with Suilalo that we're going to be taking a look at here in just a couple minutes, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the top to see what he's doing. He drops the siege barracks to get the free P.E.K.K.A funnel, and he did bring a P.E.K.K.A of his own, so he's using 2 P.E.K.K.As to try and make the funnel up here, and then he's just going to send in the hybrid right there through the rest of the base so they can get the eagle down earlier. Now this is what I mean by you want to take the eagle down early on these queen charge hog or queen charge hybrid attacks. You're not getting the eagle with your queen charge, but when I say you're getting the eagle down early, I mean when you decide which side to send your back-end troops from, the phase 2 troops. Do you send them from this way or do you send them from this way? You have to send them from one of the sides of your queen. If you send them from this way, it's going to take them, like, you know, a really long time to get to that eagle. But if you send them from this way, that eagle is going to die really quickly, a lot faster than if you come from this way. So that's a big factor when you're deciding which side to send your phase 2 troops from, is you want to make sure you get that eagle artillery down as soon as possible because it does so much damage when it hits a big group of your troops. So all of his troops are moving in, pushing through, getting toward the eagle now. He still has a heal and 2 freezes that he can use here. So he's going to freeze the enemy queen, just like we saw in that last attack by VJ. When you bring the extra freezes, because you don't know if you're going to need them for your queen charge or not, and you don't end up needing them for the queen charge, use them on the heroes on the back end, use them on the scatter shots, whatever you think is going to kill your miners or kill your hogs, like kill the most of them. Because honestly, that enemy queen can kill 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hogs before she goes down if you don't freeze her. So it's really good value to freeze her there. All his miners are splitting up, doing cleanup around the trash ring. He's still got a ton of miners, still has a few hogs. Roa Champ at full health with her ability. He didn't even need it. Gonna swag the ability here. Awesome attack by Brad. Nice job bringing that jump spell too. A lot of people wouldn't have brought the jump spell. They would have just let the queen charge kind of die out here and brought like an extra heal for their miners or something. But she took the jump spell. She got a ton of value, took out all this stuff here. So the pathing for the miners and the hogs was just beautiful. A nice easy channel right through the base. Awesome base identification there by Brad. We'll go ahead and take a look at one more attack here today. I think it's the Suilalo by GroovyTony. Now granted, this base, a lot of you may think, well, that's a weird base. It looks, you know, pretty bad honestly at first glance, but it's not. It's pretty tricky honestly. It looks kind of like a Legends League base, you know. You're not really sure what to do to it. But GroovyTony here is going to show us how to triple it with a queen charge, not a queen charge, just a Suilalo. So really fun stuff here by Tony. He's going to be doing the Suilalo, just Sui for the town hall. That's all it takes. Make sure you get that town hall down. And then he's not even going to be bringing a poison on this one because we had done all these attacks and every single CC. These guys brought ice golems, ice golems, ice golems. That's all they had in their CC. So he's just going to say, all right, they probably got an ice golem. I'm not even going to take a poison. I'm just going to take dragons in my stone slammer, in my CC. And if there's something in the clan castle, my dragons can kill it. I'll rage them up. That was his plan here. So he's going to bring a ton of hastes, a ton of freezes. He's just doing the Sui here for the town hall and cutting a bit of the funnel. And then he's going to do a bunch of pre-haste over here on the right side. He drops them super early. Look at how many haste he drops here. 3 right away before he even drops any loons. Then he's going to start with a stone slammer over here on the 1030 side because he wants that stone slammer to come over here and his dragons to pop out, kill the enemy queen, and kill whatever's in the CC if there is anything that targets air. So then he's just going to be spamming most of his loons from the top right side here, using those hastes that he dropped early, using his freeze spells. Going to be popping the warden ability here pretty soon. Another freeze on this eagle, scattershot, and multi-target inferno. Just a beautiful freeze there. Now he's popping the warden ability to evade the damage. The stone slammer did not path how he wanted it to. It went way over here, so it's not even going to kill the enemy queen. Luckily, there were probably ice golems or a hound in the CC. We'll never know because nothing came out of it. but everything just pushes through on the back end. He's using those freezes, using those hastes really nicely. He even uses Royal Champ from this side to come get an extra AD and help with pathing a little bit. And he's got a ton of loons left over. The Royal Champ still at almost full health with her ability. His dragons are still alive. He didn't even kill the enemy queen. They just skipped her. I mean, she took out a bunch of loons, and it didn't even matter. So really nice job here by Tony, showing you that Sui Lalo can still work on the right bases at Town Hall 13. A lot of people are saying Sui Lalo is dead, but it can be done, but it's not easy, guys. It's really hard, and it only works on some of the bases. I mean, I'm sure you can force it on every base. You can find a way to make it work, but when you only have one attack in war or two attacks in war, it's not going to work every time. So it's kind of risky to do. But a really nice hit there by GroovyTony, and that's all the replays I'm going to show today. We did get quite a few, but nowhere near as many as we should have. Really bad performance here by Tribe Gaming. Here you can see the results, 91.6% to 100%. They did get the perfect on us, so props to the guys over in TownHall Legend. They have some really good attackers over there, some good bases too. They had a lot of good bases, gave us trouble. But honestly, just, a bad showing by Tribe. It's all right. We'll do better in the next one. You got to give us one bad war a month or something. We can't be perfect every single day. But if you guys like the video, if you like the war recaps, let me know down below. I can do more of these every time we have a war. Like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.